Why do you feel the need to explain yourself to people who are never going to understand you in the first place? Why do you give people your peace, your energy, and your time trying to convince them of something that they've already decided they don't want to see? The truth is, every single time that you explain yourself to the wrong audience, you're already giving away energy that could have been used in building the future and building yourself. In this video, I want to show you why you need to stop over-explaining yourself and why protecting your energy can change your life forever. You see, most of us, we're taught from a real young age to justify ourselves, to explain why we make certain decisions, why we don't fit in this box, why we think differently. And because of that, we grow up over-explaining ourselves. Protecting your energy really means when to stay silent, when to walk away, when to just let people think whatever the fuck they want. So let's chop this shit down a little bit. Imagine your energy as a bank account. Every explanation you give, every debate you enter, every single time you try to over-explain yourself, you are making a withdrawal. But the problem is, some of these withdrawals don't bring any return. You basically throwing your energy into a black hole. And then you wonder why you feel drained, uninspired, second-guessing yourself. It's because you're explaining yourself to people who were never supposed to get it in the first place. Think about it like this too. Have you ever shared a dream with somebody who just stared back at you like you was crazy? You tell them your plans, your vision, and instead of supporting you, they try to poke holes in it. They ask questions, not to understand, but to doubt. And sometimes they ain't even doing it on purpose. They just projecting them on you. And what do? You explain, you justify, you defend yourself. You can't just use that energy to go build that thing that you're talking about and show them the results. That is the trap. But here's the thing, bro. Silence is power. Don't let a motherfucker tell you that just because you being silent, you doing them a disservice. You need to be talking. You need to be telling them about this, telling them about that. You don't owe nobody shit. You don't have to give everybody a play-by-play of your process. The real ones, they gonna see it in your actions. And the fake ones, they gonna do all this talking. You feel me? You just can't let it get to you. You can't let them tell you that what you're doing is stupid just because they don't understand. Just because them motherfuckers ain't got the vision in your head. Just because them motherfuckers scared to take the risk because they ain't got no faith. You feel me? You can't let that shit get to you. The results will speak louder than your words ever could. When that shit does materialize, nigga, you ain't got to boast or brag. Nigga, just, you feel me? Walk, nigga. And you gonna know what it is. They gonna know what it is. You ain't got to say shit. When you stop over-explaining yourself, you shift from proving mode to creative mode. And that is where your power is, in creation, not justification. Now let's talk about why people always want an explanation in the first place. Unfortunately, a lot of people live from fear and not vision. When they see you doing something different, it threatens their comfort zone. So instead of expanding their mindset, they gonna try to make you shrink yours so you fit into their life. That's why they press you for reasons. If God, the universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, gave you that vision, that is your clearance. That is your permission slip. I'm going to give you an example. Imagine you tell your family, I'm quitting my safe job to expand my business. Immediately, the questions fly in. Why would you do that? What if you fail? What about your benefits? What about stability? What about this? What about that? Now, if you fall into the trap of over-explaining yourself, you'll spend hours defending your vision to people who've never built what you're building. But if you just nod your head and keep moving, your results will be the explanation. Because success silences doubt better than any argument ever could. Your energy, that is your most valuable currency, not money, none of that shit. Because money attracts abundance. And if you have an abundant amount of energy, all that money gonna come. All them hoes gonna come. All them niggas gonna come. If you a lady watching this, everything gonna come to you, nigga. If you spend your energy in the wrong places, defending, justifying, over-explaining, you become broke in the areas that matter most. And that is focus, peace, and creativity. But when you guard yourself and stop over-explaining yourself, you stay rich in clarity, presence, and forward motion. You finally stop trying to make everybody comfortable and you start building the life that you know you were meant to live. So you might ask, DD, how do you actually protect your energy? Number one, recognize who's actually earned access. Not everybody deserves a front row seat to your journey. Some people only get the highlight reel. Number two, answer with actions and not explanations. Instead of debating, just do. Let your life speak for itself. Number three, practice the power of silence. And number four, one of my favorites, detach from needing to be understood. You ain't here to be understood. You here to live your truth. Understanding, it'll come later. Or maybe it won't. And that is okay, bro. You have to be okay with not being understood. Here's what I mean. Let's say you start working on yourself, meditating, reading, eating better, working out. People around you start joking and shit. They might even give you compliments, but in a slick ass way. You feel me? You gotta notice what's real and what's fake. Man, I remember when I first started going to the gym, motherfuckers close to me was like, shit, you ain't used to be doing that. What you doing in there? And shit like that. Motherfuckers giving me fake ass compliments. And I noticed that. I mean, I know that shit ain't real. But it's like this, right? A year later, I'm big as a motherfucker. Now motherfuckers, let me get the workout plan, shit like this. Nigga, you wasn't saying that a long time ago, nigga. You was clowning, nigga. But it's cool though, you feel me? I ain't tripping on that. I understand what it is and what it ain't. When you stop explaining yourself, you step into a whole new identity. You stop being someone who needs validation. You start being someone who moves with conviction. And conviction, it has a frequency. People feel that shit when you walk in the room. Bro, you can feel this shit on the other side of this screen. You can feel my motherfucking energy. You know what it is. It's a difference between saying, oh, I think this might work, and saying, this is what I'm building. Get with it. And let's take it a little deeper. When you stop explaining yourself, you align with your higher self. Because your spirit, it doesn't need to justify your existence. Let's think about nature for a second. Does the sun explain why it shines, or does the sun just shine? The tree don't explain why it grows. It just does what it was created to do. You are the same. Your purpose is not up for debate. And your assignment is not up for public approval. And here's the beauty of this shit, bro. Once you stop explaining yourself, you're gonna feel free. Free from people pleasing, free from seeking approval, free from the stress of trying to make everybody happy. I know all my empaths out there, you know what the fuck I mean. You realize that the only approval that you needed was your own. So here's my challenge for you today. This week, stop explaining yourself. When a motherfucker questioning your vision, don't argue, don't explain, don't defend, just keep building. When you feel the urge to over-explain, man, remind yourself, my energy is too valuable to give away to a motherfucking peasant. Let your actions, your growth, and the results do the talking. And this right here is real important. People do not need to understand your path because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. So walk it boldly. Walk it without explaining yourself. So recognize and realize who the fuck is in your face. Lord DD.
Lord.